Hi everyone, so today's video is actually going to be about products and animal testing. So I used to use products unknowingly that test on animals. So I just want to make everyone aware of what's actually involved in the process of products being tested on animals. It's quite horrific, but I thought I would just talk to you about some of the things that happen and then play a little bit of footage at the end, and it's more of like a cartoon footage. So I'll play a video of this lady who actually willingly decided to put herself on display in like a busy UK mall, and she actually enacted what would happen to the animals during cosmetic testing. So that really brought some awareness. It's come a long way since then, and in Europe, I believe, animal testing is actually banned, and I believe in India it is as well. Yeah, European Union, Israel and India that have actually banned cosmetic testing.
So right now we're outside the Lush Regent Street shop, and we have just witnessed some pretty brutal animal tests being enacted on a human test subject. It's a young girl called Nicole, who's 23 years old, a vegan and a performance artist. This is an issue that she cares massively about, and I think there's still worse to come. So at the moment we're only at 11:30. This series of animal tests is going to last all day. It's an endurance performance. So many people really don't realise that animal testing in laboratories is going on for the cosmetics industry, and that they're killing millions of animals a year. You know, it's a completely frivolous use, and also it's very unreliable, the data that you get anyway.
The Cosmetics Directive is a really positive piece of legislation for animals. It was passed in 1993 at the request of 20 years of campaigning by the public in Britain and across Europe, and it said that no animals could be tested on for cosmetics. But unfortunately, the cosmetics industry lobbied behind the scenes after the legislation got passed, and they were granted a delay, then another delay, then another delay. And so far it's been 20 years, and they're currently asking for another 10 years.
A lot more shocking than I anticipated. I think we kind of knew what was going to happen, but actually seeing it in the flesh in a respect is always takes you back, but it reiterates why we're doing what we're doing at the end of the day.
We're seeing buses come past and people are watching and looking with complete shock in their eyes and trying to find out what's going on, and then you tell them, and there is just so much sympathy and empathy and hope and desire to kind of sign that petition, and a real desire to see this practice end. Someone pointed out to me, if this were an animal in our window that we were doing this to, we'd have the police down, we'd have the RSPCA down, we'd have all of the animal rights groups up in arms. But the fact that this is something that goes on daily in the laboratories across the world without that sort of protest is really telling. We've just finished the performance in Regent Street with the animal test subject being killed and then taken out to the bins, and this is the reality for millions of laboratory animals. This is how it ends for them.
Basically, animal testing is cruel and unethical. The animals are suffering, and by buying these brands and these particular products, you are supporting these companies. So basically we can make a difference because we can choose where our money goes and which products and which companies we support with that. They get force fed, they get their hair shaved in areas in order to be able to like test the creams and whatever on their skin. In the laboratories they're all in cages, their heads sticking out, and also they get things sprayed in their eyes that can cause blindness and irritation and swelling. They also injected multiple times with other different products to check for skin irritation. They also check for a carcinogenic effect of these products, and they check if there's like a disruption in fertility with the animals as well. So my interpretation is these products are using ingredients that are potentially toxic and harmful for humans. So therefore they're testing it on animals because they're unsure and uncertain that it could have unwanted side effects. So a lot of people, you know, beg to differ to say, oh, well, we'd rather test on the animals than humans because we wouldn't want to get the reactions. Well, there are other methods that they can use to test rather than on animals, and it's come up that I think the methods are probably a little bit more expensive, but the expense at the moment is of the animals, and that's unfair. Also, I would say if they believe that a product could be potentially harmful, why would we want to even use these products if they have to test it on animals first? So I would say that we should only be using natural products that are organic, and just as natural as possible to avoid supporting these companies, because they're using harsh ingredients anyway, and that's why they have to test on animals first. So sometimes these animals are tested on for years repeatedly, unless of course they don't survive the procedures. Sometimes after the little experiment, they are killed and disposed of. 25 to 50 billion animals are killed just from animal testing each year. So that's a huge amount of suffering and torture. Sometimes people try to justify it saying, and these big companies as well that are doing this animal testing, they justify it to say that the animal suffering is minimal, but how would they know? Like, they're not the ones experiencing the pain, and I don't think anyone would like to be locked up and tortured repeatedly day after day, with your skin all irritated, redness, swelling, bruises, lumps. Like, it's just, the list is endless for what these animals have to go through, and we just need to help make people aware of what they're actually supporting here. So if you don't like this industry, if you don't like what it's supporting, then please make the change. I'm actually going to put a link in the description below of all cruelty-free products, and there's heaps of brands there. There's organic, not organic, so it depends, whatever you prefer. I've recently decided to stop using MAC makeup because I have looked up that they are not cruelty-free, despite the fact that they actually don't test on animals in Australia. This is just what I've read on a couple of websites. They don't actually test in Australia, they test overseas, but at the same time we're still supporting that product by buying it. So I don't care that they don't test here, they still test that product on animals overseas, and that's not on by me. So I've actually recently just switched. I love these products. The brand is really good, especially if you love makeup. There's really good photo shoot brands of makeup out there that you can use instead. Too Faced is one of my favorites. They promote a cruelty-free brand, and everything is absolutely cruelty-free. Even their makeup brushes contain no animal hair and stuff like that. So I use Born This Way Too Faced foundation. I love it. You get good coverage, and it's even better because it's cruelty-free. They've got, I've just got like a few of the ones here, and yeah, I love them. They're good. I can't recommend them enough. So that's my favorite brand at the moment. And I have gotten rid of a lot of other stuff because I just find that cruelty-free makeup is better for your skin anyway. I find that MAC used to make me break out even more so because I'm prone to that already. But even girls that aren't prone to it have said the same thing to me, so I'm not going to be supporting that company anymore. So whether or not the makeup's good, I don't care. It's about what you're supporting. Thank you for taking time to watch my video. Feel free to leave me any comments below, and also please help share this video. I really want this one to spread and get a lot of views, especially by a lot of girls as well. Okay, thank you. I'll see you in the next video. Bye.